some rest. I wondered about that.
Whoops.
Sorry, talking to
No
Clyde.
way.
I was like,
Grab the air out.
yeah, it's hot. Working through our technical difficulties. They can't hear us either? I don't know if you can hear me or see me, everybody.
Oh.
There, I think we should be here now. Okay, there we go. Woo, it's early. Bear with us, guys.
How do you work the refrigerator?
Oh, it's gonna be one of those kind of days.
No joke. That's okay. I don't know how to work a valve thing.
Alright, guys, can you hear us? Can you see us? It looks like
I'm trying to talk
can.
and run race ops at the same time. Ha!
it's too much.
And we are starting the race. Titan is underway. Hour and a half of pure endurance. Who's going to last?
How do you get this off the
So we are here at Rush Springs Off-Road Ranch in Pineville, Missouri. We had our UTV Cup Series class running yesterday, and running a lot of this same course that you see right now, this sort of short course track area here. But the difference, these guys today, since it's endurance racing, they're going to be racing this section and a whole lot more. Like Jeremy said, an hour and a half of just nonstop racing. How long is the course that you guys laid out, Jeremy?
It is 3.1 miles today. So we threw a little bit of everything
How
at
many
it.
laps are you expecting that they might be able to make in an hour and a half? Any
I'm
idea?
saying around the 16 mark.
Okay.
So
That's
16
that's
laps
a
will
lot of
probably
going
be.
around. That's a lot of driving.
Okay.
Tiffany, all I know is that Jack will be taking Bobby's spot today. I don't know what number that is.
Then it goes to.
What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Jeremy? Mark? Thanks for checking in, everybody.
That.
So if you're just joining us, we just kicked off the Titan Endurance Series Finals. This is the last race of the season for these guys. And we're here at Rush Springs, Pineville, Missouri. And it's a beautiful morning so far.
It is. Need some wind going.
We do need
It's a little hot
bit
in
of a
here
breeze
right
would
now.
be nice. It's a bit stuffy in the trailer. So, did I hear you say it's 20 seconds between each driver off the line?
20 seconds between each driver, and at this point, I think all drivers are off the line.
Last one off lap 6.
All
Yes.
right, so number 6 was our final driver off the lines. They're all out on the track
He just
now.
goes out and cruises. He's like, I'm not fast. I just want to finish.
Oh, Tiff, I didn't know that. Clyde, do you know where Jack's going to run for the bouncers? Since he got 13, did he pick?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we don't know, Tiffany. Sorry.
I would assume probably last.
Uh-oh. Got one held up in the woods here. Oh, there you go. So you had a couple guys show up this morning that did not get to pre-run. Knox Griffin and James Cantrell, as I swat gnats that are hanging out with us. Or mosquitoes, one of the two. I don't know.
That one's a mosquito. Ugh.
They bite you.
The struggle is real today.
The struggle
Fighting
is
off
real.
mosquitoes.
Oh.
The radios don't work. Oh, you got that one.
That's where they're going to come back out of the woods on the track once the last guy goes.
So, are we going to be able
So
to
that-
see much of the course, or was that
You will have
just when they're down here with what we just saw?
You'll see the short course. Unfortunately, we're in the woods, so you'll see them coming out of the woods and getting back on the short course.
Okay.
So.
All right, you're going to see them come back out of the track basically on that straightaway right there. So you can see
And with a 3-mile course, I bet
You're
they'll
gonna
cruise
see
through there
them.
pretty quick.
Yeah, you'll see them within the next probably say 7 minutes. So
So So you can talk about the difference between endurance racing and what we do. A lot of that.
Endurance
Yeah.
racing, break a lot of parts.
So I mentioned that if you weren't watching yesterday, we had our UTV Cup series, our regular class series ran, and they only did the short course section that you just saw, and then a little bit up in the woods. Definitely not an hour and a half of racing. What was it like?
It was a minute
minute-ish?
48, wasn't it? I think
Around
Yeah.
a minute is what
Was a-
their
it was a run.
times were yesterday. So if you're not that familiar with endurance racing,
It is not always
It's
the fastest
completely
lap.
different.
It's who finishes and crosses the line.
that's right. So it's you're trying to drive fast, but you're also trying to be smart and keep everything together for the.
I think we should pick at
whole
Jeremy's,
time.
Knowledge and ask where endurance racing began.
Where did endurance racing begin, Jeremy?
That's a very so my knowledge of it, the endurance racing started with Dave Cole. Rock racing started, in my opinion, with Mike Weaver and XRA. So my knowledge of it is Mike Weaver ran BFE, and a bunch of people just wanted something different. So he just came up and said, okay, I'm going to set a course. And that's whenever you had sort of like yesterday's up a hill, down a hill.
Short
You had a short version of it, but he actually put two cars on the course at the same time. So he did it to where he had two lanes. You would run two different courses or two different lanes and swap. And then the last years he actually
sounds
did
fun.
it to where there was no center banner, and you took off the start line two at a time, and you just fought for
Knockout
position. And
racing.
yeah, so that was good. In 08, Dave came up with the idea of, hey, can we? He actually put it out on the internet first. Of
And that
can
was
all
original 13, it was really 12.
it was really 12, and just it was OG 13, JT Taylor, and
Somebody couldn't count.
somebody couldn't count.
Drivers you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I think there was
There was
originally
a
there was
13, but actually it was only 12.
there was only 12 that showed up. I think there was 13 invited, if I remember right.
OG 13 has a little more ring to it
Yeah,
than
and
the
OG
12.
Yeah. So, and the OG 13, they have a lifelong KOH spot. So anytime they want to race, they get to race. So,
We did the same thing with our original crew.
yep. Take care of everybody that started it. But yeah, you've got the now it's what's become King of the Hammers and endurance racing and what we call a job, or what I call a job.
There you go.
So I'm fortunate enough.
So with the Titan series,
When I do see him come back on the track, I'll switch to that.
Okay.
was this y'all's first season for
This
that?
is our first season of Titan. We had a bunch of requests from drivers to create something new with the GNCC.
Yeah, there was
sort of
kind of a
closure that
collapse
I-
of
yeah.
that area for them with the other series, so they were all looking for
On the East Coast.
on the East Coast.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of options.
On the East Coast, we just don't have enough endurance racing, so we
So
partner
you,
with Titan.
Filled the gap.
We partner with Titan fuel tanks and HCR Racing, along with RCV, Method, Tenzer, Can-Am. They all took care of us, and then you've seen the Titan series this year.
So what was it? About half of your races were combined with our SRS events, and then the other half
Yes,
were
we had four Titan races that with SRS, and then we had 3 with Ultra 4.
okay.
So it's been a good show. It's been fun.
What's the furthest west that y'all's events were?
Right now.
Is that I
Yes,
was gonna say 'cause
Missouri.
we're in Missouri right now.
We're in Missouri.
We're talking about East Coast, but we're in
there's
Missouri.
where there's no wind and gnats
I
and
know these
mosquitoes.
bugs are killing me.
This is the furthest, and this mainly because it was the last one, and they had a good opportunity to track it, so better than our finals would have an option.
Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't have been doing any endurance racing at Bikini Bottoms. No.
I still don't know what's going on with this radio.
We have radio
Hey, there we go.
problems.
I might have just solved it.
Gnat problems.
Nope.
At least we don't have camera problems today. Yesterday we were down to 1 camera, but today we have all 3. No, I did not.
All right.
I just want everybody to know.
Wonder why we're on so early this morning.
how much better today's.
Yeah, we got all
View
our
is
cameras
than
back
yesterday.
right when the race ended yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Somebody's
Oh.
out.
Oh.
Who do we have?
Jamie McCoy's coming out. Jamie, if you can ever watch somebody race in the woods, he is very impressive. He is surgical, is what JT said. He is surgical in the woods. Surgical. So he's actually our points like in the lead right now. He is number 1 sitting in points for the Titan Series. You're gonna smack me in a minute, aren't you?
No, it's not.
Mosquito.
It's
Shoot.
just, there's a mosquito on your face. I like to
So he-
liken endurance racing to pod racing.
Oh, he.
If anyone's ever seen in pod racing in Star Wars, that's what it feels like when you're in the woods going as fast as you can.
He does have a front flat on the right. You've got 278 looks like coming through.
I think I see a steering problem, maybe.
He might have a flat as well.
No, it's not a flat. He's got an eyeball problem. Something like that. Maybe not. No, maybe not.
It looks okay.
It's okay. Just the angle of the camera.
Yeah, just coming in.
Good morning, Kyle. How's it going? Jay Shaw wants to know how's the course. Jeremy, you know much better than I to answer that question.
That's what it is.
Jay Shaw, the course is a little of everything. Honestly, it's endurance racing. Haha. No, I've got some hills. I've got some up and downs. There's some rocks. There's some ledges.
Closing in on it.
Anthony Yount's about to make a move on the number 2 position right now in the single seat. I think Jamie McCoy went into pits to get to tire change there, so he might make a 2-position move. Anthony might take over the current lead.
Who does? McCoy?
McCoy's got 2 flats.
Yeah.
Dang. Now, yesterday we had some of our UTV drivers talking about the flint kind of rocks that are up in the woods and how rough they were on tires.
Yes.
So,
So while we were marking course, we had 2 flats ourselves.
well, there you go.
Yeah, we unfortunately the 2 Can-Ams that we have, they rock and roll. They get us everywhere that we need to go, but yeah, the tires, we're a little harsh on tires, so
All right, somebody else is back out of the woods.
looks like Justin Barth.
Uh-oh.
It looks like
That's not the pits.
they're getting out of the car. So interesting enough, Justin Barth last week ended up having an accident and cut 2 of his fingers off.
Oh, no.
And he is currently racing with his. Oh no, that is
With
not.
8
That is
fingers?
Chris McDaniel. That is 7665. That's Chris McDaniel on screen right there. But going back to Justin Barth, man, he is a trooper. He is a
Holy
trooper.
cow, yeah, that's crazy.
He ended up. He owns his own company, and he just had an accident with a skid steer that
Oh,
cut his 2 fingers off.
oh
Reattached
man.
them, and he's racing with an oven mitt
Oh,
on.
my gosh. That's some very hardcore dedication.
Yes.
You will feel it.
What's up, Crystal? How's it going, Diana?
Mike, are you good?
Well, it's getting bigger.
Travis, you good? Hour and a half.
All right, guys. In honor of Dave Z, who is not here this weekend, he's been sick, so he stayed home and is hopefully getting some rest.
Copy that.
I have to tell you to like and share. It's my duty this weekend.
To like and share.
In honor of Dave Z, I have to tell everybody.
And I'm missing the.
If you
the
like what you're
screen
watching.
here. Dave Z's always like talking with his
I know.
hands and like trying to beat Dave Z.
Peter's there if you want to work.
Somebody needs to yell, like, "Oh!" whenever anything happens. You got.
He's coming out of the woods.
Wow.
Man, what a jump! Yeah. Dave Z, miss you, buddy. I can't talk with my hands as much as you do, Dave.
How many do we have racing today? Trip wants to know.
I think there was 10 registered drivers. I think we sent 10 off the line.
We need that Dave Z impersonation one more time.
Share and like us on Facebook.
So just to reiterate, if you just joined us recently and you're wondering where we are and what we're doing, we're at Rush Springs Ranch in Pineville, Missouri, and we are currently watching the Titan Endurance Series finals. We've got over an hour of racing, or at least an hour still to go. These guys are slotted for an hour and a half today.
Hour and a half racing.
It's about a little over 3 mile course.
Little over 3 mile course. They're putting 10-minute laps down right now.
Here's the motors.
Again, we made it interesting. We gave them some go fast on the main road, and then we put them in some valleys here. So this is a really neat park. Really, really neat park. A lot of potential here. Yeah.
I'm on the studio right now, bro.
So the section that we have camera coverage for is the short course area we've been watching. So they're in the woods right now.
Our next action.
We'll go to them again when we got somebody coming out. Well, thanks, Diana. We miss Dave too.
I definitely
Hey,
miss Dave.
Kathy. I hope that rain doesn't come on down here by us.
I should not be in here. This is Dave's Z spot.
It's killing you, isn't it?
It's killing me.
Ugh.
Send it.
Actually,
I can try. Yep. I gotta go.
You got it. I'm not gonna leave me by myself. All right, y'all are stuck with me now.
Sorry. We have an issue. I'll be back. Yeah, I'm taking off right now.
And then there was one. I don't know. I can't find a co-host this weekend, y'all. I'm scaring people away. First Dave, then Nick, now Jeremy. It's all right. Carrying on. Dave said he would pay me, and not Dave. Clyde said he would pay me with Reese's Cups. So
Have a Reese cup yet?
something. It's something at least.
I like Reese's Cup.
Hi. Oh look, I have another co-host. Actually, really good Reese's Cups.
We can also talk about our Isaac Steel for 2020 and all that stuff too. There's a lot of downside.
That's all you, because I don't know about that.
Man.
You
We-
awake today, Nick?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I do. I feel so much better. I got, 6 hours of
I would
sleep?
say more than like 45 minutes of
Yeah.
sleep last night.
Are we,
6 hours in the last 2 days.
We are live.
woo.
They get to see your face today.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
We got somebody coming out.
All right, I don't know all
I'm
the
being told somebody's about to come out.
names and numbers, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Ultra 4 crew is not in my wheelhouse yet, so I know which one Anthony Yunt is. I'll
think
tell you
it's-
when he comes out.
I think it's cool that we are combining this year, though, that we're kind
Yeah.
of bringing rock bouncing and Ultra 4 racing, because a lot of the, like we called it yesterday, the keyboard racers, man, they'll U4 car is better than a bouncer and a bouncer is better than a U4 car. Like, it doesn't matter, man. It's all
Well,
racing.
and so many of our drivers do both.
Both.
You know,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
either race the UTV Cup class and the endurance, or the bounty,
Yeah.
and or bouncer. I mean, everyone's just here for a love of racing and
absolutely.
the competition, and then also just the camaraderie and everything else that this sport brings.
Yep,
It's,
I agree.
why not combine it all into one awesome weekend?
Yep.
Tiffany, I'm sure we will get him in here at some point today too.
So what do you think about RC endurance racing?
That would be interesting. As far as RC, so there is kind of a
Is that like where you can do a lot of hiking?
RC endurance race. Yeah. Well, that's what I was just about to say. The Alta or Ultra 5K, they call them. Basically, what it is the driver runs behind their rig
Oh my
for
gosh.
5K.
Oh my gosh.
And for
That would be-
fastest time wins. So
I would like to see all those guys out there racing, running behind
It's-
their
yeah.
RCs for a 5K.
yeah, that's
Cars might make it. I don't know if most of those guys would. Though.
well, not yeah.
I think you should do it.
No.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
I have no problem. I would not enter the
We'll
race.
follow you with a camera.
you wouldn't
Who
have
wants
any.
to see RC endurance racing?
You wouldn't have a hard time keeping up with me, that's for sure.
We'll have a chase car behind you, and we'll video everything.
I did my fair share of running in the Army. I'm done running for life.
David, yes, we are running the Bouncers today. They will be following this Titan Series race. So these guys, I'm not sure what time we're at right now. They had an hour and a half to race out on this little over 3 mile track. We started about 8:15, so wherever that puts us right now. And
And
the Bouncers will be following
Yes, the guy
that.
that ran both. He didn't have much luck yesterday, but he did run both.
Yep,
Oh yeah,
yep. Our shortest run.
You know what I mean?
William Thomas. That sounds right. Let me check my.
But yesterday was the first day.
Yeah, William Thomas.
If you guys are, if you tuned in yesterday, you saw that I believe all but one buggy cut a tire, and
Yeah, something
that's
like that.
not changing with these guys. I've already seen 3 or 4 buggies going to the pits to get new tires already. There's just a truck and a trailer out there, and it's just got tires on it, and a 2 guys with jacks, and they're just out there changing tires.
Yeah,
So, keeping these guys
talked
going.
about how I guess it's like a flint kind of rock out here,
Yeah.
and how just terrible it has been on tires this weekend. But hey, that's part of it.
Yep, that's right.
Gotta have a good pit crew
Or tire balls.
or tire ball.
Yeah.
The Hoback said that they put pool noodles
Pool
in
noodles.
their tires. With
I've actually heard of guys
Sounds
building,
pretty
because in RC cars, in our RC bouncers, they don't run air, they run foams, which,
oh,
pool noodles are the same thing, and
Yeah.
I've seen people use pool noodles as their tire foams.
yeah.
It works, obviously they're already waterproof, so you don't have to worry about that. Makes sense. Anthony Yant, going across your screen
yes,
right there.
The one buggy that
The
I
one
know.
guy we know.
Anthony. Hey, Randall Key's watching. Randall, we're gonna miss you this weekend. So this is the finals for this Titan series. I believe Jeremy said that's 8 races they had this season. 7 races.
4 with us and 3.
So this is the 7th and final. So these guys have put in a lot of miles
Yep.
for this endurance racing this year.
And I was out there kind of asking around, and a majority of them are all East Coast guys.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a couple that are maybe from Oklahoma, but everyone else. One team is from North Carolina.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we were saying this is the furthest west.
that they
Right,
yep.
Missouri.
Kind of like us for Texas, or are we further than we're at in Texas?
know.
I think we're
Probably a little.
just in a line up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Texas
we're
probably
pretty-
a little further, but I don't know. Morning, Curtis.
Curtis Hazard.
Carolyn says to get Daniel Heckley in here later today. We'll see who we can round up, guys. If you missed it earlier, you might be wondering where Dave Z is. He's not been feeling good. He's been sick, so he stayed home and getting some rest this weekend. So we hope he gets back to feeling better real soon, of course.
We miss you, Dave, but
Aha.
we hope you feel better. Feel better soon. Thank you,
I
sir.
received my first installment. I got one dark chocolate Reese's cup.
Those are dark chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
And they're thin, so they're not going to cook.
Clyde knows how to keep me motivated.
Cool.
I told him, I was like, I'm not going to sit in this trailer all day for like 7 hours. But then he brought out the bag of chocolate, so. Guess I could be persuaded.
Then you got bored.
Then I got what?
Bored.
I got more. What's up, Pops? I'm glad you guys are watching.
Curtis Hazard checking in. Curtis runs an RC Bouncer series up in New Hampshire. Kind of kicked off this year at the Mountain Mud Run, which is an event that one of our drivers here, Joe Pierce, puts on in up there in Warren, New Hampshire. And this was my second year going. and Curtis has been going for years, and Curtis stepped up this year and said, I love what y'all are doing in the NRRA. I want to bring it to my area. And he just stepped up, started calling parks, like to include the Mountain Mud Run. He built some phenomenal hills on his own property, and he's been holding races, and it's growing quickly, just as fast as it's growing here, really.
Yeah.
With people that are interested in racing up there. So, good job, Curtis. Very proud of you, man, for for taking it to the next step anyway. And
yeah, somebody who's been on the outside of the RC world, this season was my first real introduction to it. It's crazy to me, the kind of following that there is. That, I mean, unless you're involved in it, then it's not something. Well, it's like bouncing. It's unless you're in the sport, then you don't
absolutely
know what's going on with it. So I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. And you said you've got one guy flying in.
Anthony Garcia, he's right here. Yeah, he just got here. Was supposed to fly out of Houston, but because of all the flooding and stuff, prayers going out to those guys down there, man. Yeah. Going through another flood down in southern Texas or southeast Texas. Those guys have got it rough. But he was supposed to fly out of there. That flight got canceled. He ended up having to drive another 2 or 3 hours to Dallas to catch a flight. So, these guys are committed. These guys are committed, no doubt about it.
That's awesome. How many drivers do you have for today?
As of right now, 12. But, just like what happened at Blue Holler, we had 20 there, and I only knew about 7 or 8 of them before, when the day started. So,
right.
I'm anticipating there being a few more trickle in.
It's definitely building and catching on.
And I want to make it very clear too that I didn't invent RC rock bouncing. Okay, the RC rock bouncing was happening way before I got involved. The Avenger buggy was built years before, a couple of years. The year you guys built it.
A couple people I remember message us and ask us the names of the colors that we use because they were making an RC version.
Yep, and
cool.
So, but when I started to get into it, I liked rock bouncing, but I couldn't afford a rock bouncer, so I did the next best thing, and that was the RC version, and then as we're going along, I'm building my rigs and stuff, and I'm out in the woods, and I'm all by myself. I'm doing this stuff, and I'm going, man, this stuff is cool. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Somebody else has got to like this stuff. So I started pursuing, other people, and then ended up coming to finals and talking to Clyde.
Yeah.
And that's where it all kicked off. So.
All right, we got somebody out of the woods here.
How long is this course? Do you know?
It was a little over 3 miles.
Wow, 3 miles for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's we discussed a little bit just the kind of differences between our regular UTV, Cup Series racing and then the endurance racing. And endurance, obviously, you want to be going fast, but you also got to hold your buggy together.
Sure,
for an hour
absolutely.
And a half. So there's definitely a measure of I don't know, just containing the
absolutely
the need for speed.
The Paul Wolf's not out racing today?
No.
No.
No,
I know he raced at Windrock.
Yeah. Do you know why Paul's not racing?
I do not. I think he said he was prepping for another event.
Okay. Maybe trying to keep the buggy together for the next couple weekends.
There was our finals in 2 weeks, so.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And he's got the Bounty and the Cup Series, so.
Yeah. If you weren't watching yesterday, Paul was our winner for the UTV Cup Series, and let's see, Timmy took second, and then Travis Skelton took third.
Third place. Yep.
And then
second was tied in points, and third and fourth was tied in points.
Yeah, it was crazy
good
tight.
race.
First and second were tied in points, and then third and fourth? Third and fourth were tied also.
And the tiebreaker for that is combined times.
Yeah, so then when that happens, the tiebreaker is the fastest combined times. When then Brandon was fourth, and then Colton Hoback was fifth yesterday. What this thing? Get off of me.
Yeah, I just seen a shirt and I haven't seen it in a long time. ARC.
Oh, yeah. That's been a while.
What is it? You don't even know.
I thought you said AR-60, which is
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm holding it. Just this crack right here is getting me enough of a breeze to keep cool.
Hey, these guys are pretty tight here. Look.
All right, we've got
Somebody trying to make a move.
the red and black,
Oh, boy.
followed by William Thomas.
Oh boy. We're gonna hear some sirens here
Are
in
they
a
allowed to run
second.
each other over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
And I'm sorry, guys, if you're just joining us. Nick and I are not Ultra Ford crew people.
Yeah.
We don't know all the names and numbers. Sorry for that. We'll do our best to tell you what's going on here.
And it's not on purpose. It's just this is all very new.
Yes, we haven't gotten the chance to be around this series as much as what we're obviously used to with our UTV and bouncer crews. The William Thomas driving the yellow and blue buggy there actually did join us for yesterday's UTV Cup Series race. He did have an unfortunate DNF. That rock pile jumped out and knocked him over right off the starting line, but glad to see him back out here today. Jonathan, I think I heard somebody say that, but I am not sure. Clyde, do you know if Yunt's in the lead?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're not sure. Sorry.
What's up,
Hi.
Bree? Good to see you.
You too.
Wait just a minute. We can break off.
Table.
Step.
Table.
No, the table's gonna stick.
Slide it.
I'm not sure if maybe he's lead or not. I don't have a way to talk to him. Grammy was out dealing with somebody that they broke down the course.
Ah. Yes. Jeremy was the head of information for us today. He's out taking care of somebody on the course. These bugs are driving me crazy.
Flies.
Oh, they're terrible. There's gnats and mosquitoes.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
There's Anthony Yunt. I know that one.
All right, guys, we got a special guest in the studio with us today. Anthony Garcia has been traveling for the last day or two, like I have been getting up here, and
All for an RC class.
all for
Yeah.
an RC race, absolutely. So how you doing? How you doing, man?
Good, you? How's
Good?
it going?
Good.
Good to see y'all again. Dave. Dave's sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, missing
Dave this weekend.
missing Dave, but he's gonna hopefully feel better soon, and we'll see him at finals.
So what's the farthest that you've ever traveled for an RC race? I mean, is this it, or is this
No.
like a normal thing for you?
No, Windrock was the farthest.
How far was that?
I think it was like 14, 15 hours from. I live around Austin area right now, so
So every drive's long for you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first time I flew, which is actually it was a bigger problem because Houston's underwater right now, and I was flying out of
That's where
Houston,
Zach's stuck right now.
and so my flight got delayed. I wouldn't get here till like 1 o'clock today. That wasn't gonna work. Austin was booked, San Antonio was booked, and so I drove to Dallas yesterday to fly here, then rent a car and drove down here. So
That's commitment.
yeah, it's
That's
definitely worth it
commitment.
though. If you come to these races, you understand.
Yep.
It's awesome.
That's right. That's right.
Regardless, RC class or not, just coming out here and watching it. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But Tennessee is the farthest so far.
Makes sense.
Man, he's tearing it up.
What do you think about these hills today?
They look good. I'm curious to see how the bouncers are gonna do and everybody.
Is that McCoy quad?
Hopefully the weather holds off.
Yeah, I haven't seen a weather report, but I will say the little bit of rain that we got this morning and last night has really changed the feeling of the soil out there for sure.
Yeah, dust is down for sure.
Dust is down, and
It gets real tacky.
yeah, yep. Today it's tacky now. When I got here yesterday, it was fluffy almost, fluffy dirt.
What'd you say yesterday? Is that another new word?
Oh yeah, yeah. Rumpity rump,
Rumpity rump.
rumpity rump.
Yeah.
Big block rumpity rump. Yeah, we just
Right now, everybody's out in the woods.
yeah. Jonathan Wright from Black Dog Photography really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I'm glad you're keeping track. There you go, everybody.
But he's probably looking at. I don't know.
What's new for this race? Anything new?
For me?
Yep.
No, pretty much the same setup right now. Still running IFS front, solid rear axle. The only thing new right now is I got some new tires that I'm gonna try out.
Yep. And speaking of that, we have a new tire sponsor
Right.
that just stepped up
Voodoo.
last week. Voodoo. Matt Altman. Want to send a big shout out to him and his team for stepping on board and believing in what we're doing. You know, it's we've been trying to tell people, and I got it. This is the first year, and we got to expect there to be some growing pains. But I've been telling people all year that what we got something here. You know, we really do, and
It's growing for sure.
it's gonna grow. And with Matt stepping on board with Voodoo Tire,
Two new axles for racers today.
That's not the new one, is it?
no, it's no.
That'd be cool.
But
Yeah, well, half of my tires is Voodoo, by the way.
good.
The tires I got are some custom tires made by Super Shafty and Purple Mart. They got together and they're 1.9 tires originally. They took like 9 tires, I think, 9.5 tires to make a set of 4.
Yep.
So it's a 1.9 tire turned into a 2.2 tire. So
That's-
it did good last weekend. Hopefully this weekend it'll do the same.
Yeah. Speaking of last weekend, how'd you do last weekend?
I took number 1 last weekend. Had the fastest time on the hills down at Texas RC Rock Racing down in San Antonio. That was our
Back on the course.
first race of Series 3, I believe. So it's a good time down there. Check us out.
Yep, definitely. Texas RC Rock Racing on Facebook and the YouTube channel as well. Yep. Ben
And
Hume
this
down
is,
there.
Papa Poe back out on the course. For those trying to keep track out there.
Yeah, I don't want to completely take away from what we're watching here, but sometimes we
Guys are tearing it up, man.
we got a little bit of time when they're in the woods.
Still down 2 cameras.
No, we got them back up today.
did? Good.
Got them back up right after yesterday's race. Actually,
convenient.
of course. Better late than never.
Hey,
Kyle, no, I'm not racing. We're doing a little upgrade on the Avenger right now. You can go to my Facebook page, Bree Molitor, see a little video posted of what Dad and I have planned, and I have another little video I'll be posting probably tomorrow.
I think we could say it's not a little upgrade; it's a big upgrade.
big block.
You mean like big block
upgrade? Yeah, yeah,
You
buddy.
excited?
Yeah.
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 I liked your update video.
Thank you.
I hear people want more, right?
Apparently. I
The
don't know.
Avenger
We
buggy's
made another
got to
one.
be one of the most popular buggies on social media since
I mean,
since
I
it was
like
built.
it.
I mean,
It is. It's just. It is a cool buggy.
It
I mean,
is.
I'm a little bit partial, but
Well, yeah.
Dad and I both have always liked the design and everything. And
There's an RC version too.
there is at least one.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yep.
That's been like years ago.
Yeah.
People
Yep.
messaged us when we first built it and asked like, what color powder coat did we use, and the names and stuff,
Really?
so they could.
really match it.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, well, I bet we'll have somebody coming back out shortly here.
Are you good for a minute?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Rush Springs Ranch out here doing the endurance U4 endurance.
Yeah, the Titan Endurance
Titan.
Series, and this is actually their finals today. This is their 7th race of the season, so they're winding things down today. The finals for the SRS series will be in 2 weeks at Bikini Bottoms Off-Road Park in Dyersburg, Tennessee. That's October 4th and 5th will be the racing. October 3rd is a Thursday, and that'll be a test and tune day, but that'll be it for the 2019 season. So if you want to come and see the UTV racing, the bouncer racing, the RC racing, the Formula Off-Road from Iceland, some of their racing.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know
pumped to
how
see
many
that.
cars they're going to have there this year, but there'll be somebody there. And then Clyde has been referencing some sort of surprise.
Did you get any more
vehicle.
hints yesterday?
No.
It's not motorcycles, right?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
not
I
motorcycles.
have no idea.
He says it's 4-wheel.
Some sort
It's
of.
a hill killer.
He said there would be a lot of carnage.
So
we don't know what it is,
The
or
ATVs?
I don't
be
know.
carnage in
I have
that.
no idea.
body carnage.
So it will be worth your time to
Yeah,
come out
yeah.
for the weekend, and I know several of our, I know Rock Life and Hoops, other people. I can't remember everybody now, but we're talking about some of the new products that
New
they'll have out
products.
there for finals and some other surprises and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
so yeah, Dyersburg, Tennessee, be there or be square.
Yep.
Of course, we'll be live if you can't be there.
And Bikini Bottoms is a great park too. There's a lot to offer as far as riding goes, and then zip lining and other
it's
stuff that they
like
have.
the longest zip line in the country or something like that. Something crazy.
It is pretty cool. That
It was someone. Well, I'd
check
have to
that
look
out.
that up, but
Yeah. you can literally
no, it was underwater like the
Oh.
first time we went there because the river was so high.
you can literally be zip lining over the rock bouncer races as they're racing.
Yeah, there's
It's
like
crazy.
a tower up
Yep.
on the hill.
Yep.
It's a cool park.
On the same hill that they're climbing. Yeah.
All right, we have Red and Black and William Thomas come back on the short course here.
How much longer are they going, do you know?
It's an hour and a half. I don't know when they started.
It's 9. We started at about 8:15, so they're about halfway through.
Halfway. How long is the course?
The
3.
course is a little over 3
A
miles.
little over 3 miles?
He's got a flat
Yep.
So Jeremy,
rear.
oh yeah, look at that.
Back rear.
right rear.
Jeremy estimated maybe 16-ish laps that they would be doing.
If they don't get flats.
Yeah, if they make it to the end. So basically, whoever's in the lead at the hour and a half mark, that's who
Winner.
takes it.
Man.
Curtis, the bouncers will start as soon as we're done with the Titan racing here. So we're thinking about 9:30. I think is what they said. This is supposed to end, or it might have gotten pushed back just a little since we started a bit late, maybe 9:45. So somewhere around 9:45, 10-ish is what we're hoping to kick off the Bouncer Hill number 1. Then we'll have the RC race following that, and then
Yeah.
we will finish with Bouncer Hill number 2.
If you're on your way right now and you're racing in the RC race, you haven't missed the drivers' meeting yet. We're going to have the drivers' meeting after the Titan race. So
So you got until
slow them
9:30.
down. Yep, take your time.
9:45.
Yep, you got some time.
Yeah, it's a bad road coming in.
Yeah,
90 road.
yep.
Missouri. I'm sure Missouri has lots of good aspects of it too,
Oh, yeah.
but the fact that we have to drive all the way through Arkansas to get here is takes away from some of that. Not my favorite roads. Speaking of flat tires,
At least you're not driving, right?
yeah. Along for the ride.
A little quieter if Zach and Dave not around.
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's.
But we miss them
We were
nonetheless.
saying
and
earlier, we need somebody
Eric
yelling,
Hagan.
"Oh!"
Yeah.
every
Eric,
time something
yeah.
happens.
Y'all need to put Zach's sayings like on voice, like on.
Have him just do a little recording.
Yeah, where Clyde can go
Just
over there
little
and be
blips that we
president.
can play.
Yeah, exactly.
More rider. More rider.
More skinny pedal.
Back that up and put some stank on it. Dude, before I even knew Zach Garner, I knew I was gonna like him because of just the things that he says is
He's a handful, but he's definitely a hoot too.
He's an entertainer for sure.
oh,
Yes.
definitely,
That's for sure.
definitely.
Diana, yes. As far as I know, it's how many laps completed at the hour and a half mark.
How many bouncers is there? You know?
Let's see here. We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28-ish. Although I don't know. Somewhere around 28.
That's a good.
Give or take
That's
a
a good
few,
lineup.
between around 25 or a little more.
Yeah.
There's a couple I'm not sure are here.
Davis is leading it.
He drew
Davis
first spot.
is leading the first start.
Yep. So, Anthony, what's next? What's going on for 2020, man? What do you got planned? Buggy wise, racing wise. What are you looking forward to?
I'm gonna try to hopefully get time to do my own custom build is what I'm gonna shoot for, and get away from the bomber / B1B I'm running right now. But
By who? By who now?
Death Metal Garage.
Yep, good.
He offers a conversion to take a solid axle rig to IFS. It's gonna be hard for me to switch it up just because it's pretty reliable, and why fix something if it's not broke? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm gonna start toying around with the fact of trying to build a custom rig, do some tube work, try to make a legit looking bouncer.
So I don't know much about RC, but RC cars. You said you have IFS in front and a solid axle in the back. Why not IFS and front and back? Does it
He has that
is
too,
it
don't
stronger
you?
when it's the solid axle? I mean, does it just make the are the parts a little bit more finicky with the IFS?
Yeah, that's correct. IFS and if you do front and rear independent suspension, I actually have one of those too. The Death Metal Garage makes a B2B conversion where you can get full independent suspension all the way around. It's great. I run that in my U4 race down at Texas RC Rock Racing. The IFS in the front and solid in the rear is a little beefier, I think, parts wise, having that rear being a solid. I think for hill killing, going uphill, I really like the way the IFS runs with the solid rear right now. I haven't tried the fully independent suspension on the hill killing, but maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't have it beefed up enough yet to throw the power to
keep
it.
the strength of the solid axle, but the agility of the
The IFS on the
IFS.
front. Yeah.
And you've really made that your own this year. I'd love to see you in a custom chassis, but if it ain't broke, like you said, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, there's no reason why you can't build a custom chassis with IFS, you know?
Yeah.
Hey
like the
Peggy,
Hobacks
we
do.
are at Rush Springs Ranch in Pineville, Missouri this weekend. For anybody that missed it earlier, might have just joined us recently, we are in the middle of the finals for Titan Endurance Series UTV racing. So these guys have been going for about 45 minutes out here so far. So we're about halfway through. It's an hour and a half race on a little over 3 mile course. So this the section that you can see right here is just a small part of that. So there's much more up in the woods that we don't have camera coverage for, but we've had. I'm not sure. Is that Papa Po?
06.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Papa Po.
I don't think Anthony Hunt's had any problems. The Can-Am, I did see pull off a flat on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had a lot of
William
flats.
Thomas, I think, just pull off a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a rear flat, I think. And Anthony Yunt sounds like he hasn't had any issues yet. So it sounds like Papa Po and Anthony Yunt have not had to pit. But we have had a lot of other flats taking people out for a minute. What's up, Dave Z? Okay, guys, in honor of Dave,
Yep.
he's got to hear me say
I
it.
knew where that was
I
going.
need everybody to like and share.
We're gonna turn it off.
If you're a fan of any kind of racing, especially endurance racing, RC racing, bouncer racing, UTV racing, you gotta like and share. Show some love. Show your
Forgot to
support.
say it's free.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to do is click on a couple little buttons there.
That's right.
So we do appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for joining us, kicking things off bright and early this morning. I'm sure you guys were wondering why we were live so early.
So
but we
early,
switched up
yeah.
the order a little bit today. In the past, we have done this Titan Series racing after the bouncer racing, but they wanted to go ahead and do it this morning, so that's why we're out here nice and early.
Yeah, I think Blue Holler was a good learning experience for that. We didn't get out of Blue Holler until 6 or 7 o'clock that
Yeah,
night.
because then if you've never been to a race in person, you might not realize everything that goes into all these events. And because we have so many combined classes out here each weekend too, and tape's got to be moved, courses have to be reset in between. We got to have drivers meetings, and then
Recovery.
when we're done with it all, recovery takes time. And then when we're done, everything's got to come down and get packed up, and that in and of itself is a process. So
Yeah, that's the worst part. No one wants to do the cleanup.
no, because everybody's tired and ready to go home, and then you still got to
Dirty.
flip it all away. But luckily, we've got a great crew out here. We can't say thank you enough for everybody that helps in so many ways over the weekend just to make all this happen.
I think this should be an easier hill as far as the bouncers go for recovery this time around.
I don't remember last year there being much, if any.
if any recoveries.
So,
Yeah,
knock on wood.
yeah. The only
Thanks, Bebo.
the only thing that
Appreciate ya.
sticks out was Billy Stone, William Stewart here. He got off in the Willy Whackers at one point, but he pulled right back on the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Willy Whackers, Jonathan Wright. I know you're going to ask me. Yes, that is a technical term.
That is in the dictionary next to rumpity rump.
We're gonna start a Nick dictionary. So whenever I come on here, we can add to
Nictionary.
it. The Nictionary. I like that. Yeah.
It's happening. This is what happens when Bria has caffeine and chocolate for breakfast.
I was gonna say one Reese's peanut butter cup, and we already have.
Pace yourself. It's a long day.
Yeah.
There's a whole bag of them in the cooler.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where the stash is.
I got some chocolate chip with the Reese's in it. Have you had those?
No.
Oh, they're good. I got some.
Did you bring
A
them?
Reese's, a Reese's with Reese's in it.
I haven't even opened them. I forgot about them last night and fell asleep to wake up for this.
We should
so.
probably test them out and make
Yeah,
sure
we
they
should.
taste okay.
I got plenty. So we're gonna see the Avenger buggy at finals.
Mm.
I don't think we'll be at
not
finals.
yet.
No, not 2
Too
weeks
soon?
away.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But,
I figured I asked the question before you got it asked.
yeah.
You know it's coming.
It's somebody's still gonna.
Yeah.
6 more people are gonna ask me before
That's right.
today's done.
All right, we're back on the course.
You should mention that in the update.
Yeah.
Stop asking.
For
If I had
2020
$1 for
season.
every time.
Yeah, you can buy you another one.
Yeah, really. That's okay. I'm glad people are interested.
Do y'all do your own work and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, my dad's very capable, and
Yep.
he can do pretty much anything he wants to on the buggy. Just he'll have like Wide Open Design did our axle upgrade and RCV, just because for time.
Yeah.
you
What
know, and-
what did prompt the axle upgrade? Because y'all had some nice modular.
That's a good question, Dad.
You had some nice modular axles there, and
Yeah, we hadn't had any like major problems from them, but we'd also, we've been running that buggy for like 5 years now,
Yep.
and just like to be proactive. And
I don't
keep up with
think it was
everything.
I don't think it was a bad move. I
No.
think what you got under there now is just as strong, if not stronger. But
Dad's, he's a
Yeah,
gear
we're the
monkey and
I know,
a
I'm the
mechanic, and he likes
the same way.
messing with stuff. So
Yep.
we have fun with it.
Man, I wish I followed this more. Ooh. Sounded bad. Oh yeah, it's drying up out there. Look at that.
Oh yeah, the dust cloud. It's following everybody now.
mm-hmm.
Now it's fun to see. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, Nick, but not everybody watches every show and race. So, how each park lends itself to just being able to create a different race experience for the drivers and for the spectators. So, not very many of our parks have a short course track like this one does. I mean, there's maybe just a handful of them that have anything like this to use.
Yeah.
So it's cool when we can, use the different
incorporate
different things that each park makes each park unique, and be able to keep our drivers on their toes and keep things fun and interesting. And it might be rocks and hills one week or one race. It might be a short course like this, and same thing with the bouncers.
Yep.
It's hills and woods, rocks and trees track.
You get a hill like what we had at Blue Holler, and then compare
That's
it
a perfect
to
example. Nowhere else has what we had at Blue Holler.
no, but then we go to Bikini Bottoms.
Yeah,
and I mean
exactly.
that's wide open,
hills,
straight up. Yeah, so
So
big,
I think
big change, big
people
differences.
that aren't that familiar with the sport, but find out what I do with it. If I'm talking to friends or someone I meet or whatever, and what kind of stuff do you race on, like a motocross track? I'm like, well, actually, it just varies. Every park that we go to, has different terrain for
That's
us to use.
so cool about this sport too, man. Is it's always changing. I mean, I always use NASCAR as a reference, kind of, because it's been around for a while and it is so big. And I know their tracks change every state that they go to, but for the most part, the cars are all the same.
Lot of left turns.
And a lot of left turns, yeah. But here you've got big block versus LS, Ford versus Chevy, turbo versus supercharger versus naturally aspirated. I mean, there's so many factors, and it's so cool to see it all come together in one big.
Right, and then one hill might be something that, a horsepower hill, we call it, where the big blocks really shine. Or then the first hill at Hawk Pride that I raced on, I liked because I got to use the rear steer, and it was a little bit more technical.
Yep.
So yeah, it's cool, and everybody gets a chance to,
It's always
shine in
changing.
different areas.
Yeah, it's always changing, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bebo, we can't forget that concrete. Definitely a distinct
Trump's wall.
aspect of Bikini Bottoms.
Isn't that what they officially called
Yeah, I
the
forgot
Trump's
about
wall?
that.
You got Fable Hill and Trump's
Fable
Wall.
Hill. I'm taking credit for Fable Hill.
You should, yeah. I remember
I
that.
call that one.
Yep.
And the front door shootout at King of the Hammers. Named that.
The front door.
Because it was
shootout.
back door, but they went around to the other side
To
of
the
the
other side of it, yeah.
mountain for it. So I'm like, oh, the front door.
Makes sense. So the driver.
But you got Rumpity Rump and Willy Whacker or whatever. Those are in the dictionary now.
Dictionary. Do the drivers prefer the short course mixed in?
For UTV
Yeah,
or
for the UTV class. Kinda changing
From
it up?
what I've heard, I mean, most of our drivers like a little bit longer. They like a chance to drive, and so a longer course like that, especially what we ran yesterday with the short course plus the woods section. They had a little bit of everything. So when you travel this far for a race, and then it's you don't want it to be over in 12 seconds. You want to drive. So and then of course they ran it twice. So yeah, everyone that I've heard talk to about it
Yep.
appreciates a little bit longer course. I know not all of our bouncer drivers appreciate
Yeah, I think they're more
They're more straight, short.
it. They don't like making turns unless they have to.
happy keeping
Not everybody, but there's definitely a few different camps
Yeah.
in our group
Rear
of
steer
drivers.
boys don't mind.
Yeah. I know Dad and I have always loved like a track style, like at AOP, Adventure Off-Road Park in Tennessee. There's a track out there that's super fun that we've raced the Avenger and, a UTV on before. You get to get wide open on a back stretch where you don't necessarily get to do that, when you're picking your way through the trees and woods and stuff. Use the rear steer, and just depends on what your buggy's set up for too, I guess.
starting to fill up out there, boy. We got a good crowd. I see
Are we getting a crowd?
I see Mama Bacon out there.
Oh,
She's
yeah. Look at
front
all
row
these people.
seat. I love the Bacon family, man. When they come out, you know that we're gonna have a good time.
Awesome, Bebo. Glad to hear it. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
If you guys don't know who Brian Bebo Watt is, you better get on to Facebook and look up Bouncer Life.
Get on the Facebooks.
Get on the interwebs. I can't believe how much Bouncer Life has grown. If you look at his numbers now, I mean, at the beginning of the year, well, he and I both started social media about the same time.
Yeah.
That group anyway. And, I mean, he's pushing 10,000
Jesus.
That's crazy.
10,000 members now. So, yeah.
In about a year.
Yeah, 9 months.
People love
Give or
their,
take.
they're bouncing.
Yeah.
They're racing.
Yep.
I don't even give the RC guys. I don't even give the RC guys.
Don't feel like you have to stay up there.
No, I'm not.
I leave it up to the park on
Yeah, if you got
Mainly because your entry fee is paying for the payouts.
because you got all of Hill 1 to
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
assemble.
I got to put 3 more shocks and 4 tires.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you about-
give some guidance to those that are going to fly to events next year.
Yeah.
Like,
So I decided to put my RC rock bouncer in my carry-on luggage, my roll-on luggage. So I broke it down, took tires off course. I took all the shocks off where it lay flat, put it in the bottom of the suitcase, and I put all my clothes and everything on top. So I made it to Dallas, drove up to Dallas to fly out yesterday. I get there and I knew I didn't think it was going to go through the X-ray machine without any hiccups. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there, you know. And so, sure enough, the guy, looks over at me. He's like, "Hey, whose bag?" I'm like, "It's my bag," and starts pulling out all of my stuff. Well, long story short, the only thing that really held me up, I got some Vanquish tool sets. And they're pretty expensive tool sets, but you can replace the tips on them. If you break a tip on it, you can unscrew it and replace it. And so they were complaining about the tools being over 7 inches long and all that. So basically,
Austin Godini has just paid. And
Sweet.
Clipboards right there.
So long story short, I had to take apart all my tools where it could be required by the regulations to fly. So I took all of my tools apart. Then the last tool that I had to take apart was a 2mm driver. Well, the set screw to take that shaft out is a 2mm. So what do you do? And so he was like, "You can't take it." I was like, "Man, come on." I was like, "That's just one." He's like, "No, you can't take it. You can't take it." So I'm like, "All right, screw it." So I just grabbed the tool and kind of just snapped it in half. The shaft, the end of it.
there are RC folks that are out there cringing right now that are listening to this.
It's only an $8 tip. So I snapped the tip in half and threw it all in my bag and got to fly out. And luckily, Nick over here and the Hobacks got their tools with them, and I could get my rig back together for the race this afternoon. Yeah, so if you're flying, don't take your tools, or make sure you can break them down.
Make sure they're small.
Yeah, it can't be over. I think he said 7 inches in
I didn't
length.
even know about. I know the 3-ounce liquid rule.
Yeah.
That's the only one
I
I've
didn't
ever
think
had to
about
worry
tools.
about. Yeah. Is my shampoo bottle too big? That's
Yeah, exactly. This guy is whipping it, man.
There's Anthony again.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Zach out there.
Yeah. We needed Zach out there. We were struggling with microphone yesterday.
Me, man. Oh, we got struck.
Stuck somehow.
Hopefully he's watching it, right?
Thanks for watching, Mark, all the way from Belgium.
Yeah, check in, y'all. Where y'all watching from, huh?
Belgium, I saw Florida on there earlier.
Yeah, I've told everybody to like and share. I would be remiss if I didn't now ask
Say it
you.
again.
We should probably say it one more time. No, but seriously,
Tell
folks,
us where you're
this
watching
is
from.
this is a free event. If you're sitting on your couch right now or in front of your computer, all we ask is that you like and share try to get as many viewers as we can and spread the word of rock racing.
Iowa.
I definitely said that we were in Tennessee yesterday.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Those lovely Tennessee
Just
leaves.
Look at those Tennessee leaves.
That's the
Wait a
only
second.
tree in Missouri with Tennessee leaves, y'all.
Getting intense for a minute there.
Yeah, it is.
This is the second time that they've.
Is Anthony still in first?
Nah, I'm not sure.
Crystal,
I think
I
so.
don't know. Where's Jay Shaw? He knows. Maybe.
Just trying out.
Yeah, these guys are battling it out now.
All of the Ultra 4 crews out of radio. Let it go around.
Did he? Get back?
Let it go around.
Is there a penalty
yeah,
for that
good throw.
cone again today or no?
No,
Can't travel
No
around it?
penalties.
I think so.
Yeah.
We actually pulled off and got out of the way. Go ahead.
Mad Ram 11 buggy out there doing work.
What's up, Brandon? Thanks for sharing.
Where's Jeremy at? Last time I seen him, he was standing about the start gate, but I really don't know where he is.
Ah, there's Jay Shaw. I knew we could count on you. Jay says yes, Anthony's still in the lead. Either he's paying a lot more attention than,
does
we
he
are,
know?
or he knows.
How does he know
has
where-
a secret contact with somebody here? Although I don't think there's any phone service.
I haven't taken my eyes off the screen, Jay, and I have
And we
no
don't
idea.
know.
So,
There's no phone service, so we don't.
good
know
on
how
you.
he's doing it.
No phone, sir. We have Wi-Fi service, and
I
I
have
still don't know
Wi-Fi.
who's winning right now. So,
All right. Well,
Like and share.
like, yeah. Awkward silence, like and
we
share.
need somebody else to come on out of the woods now. I need another Reese's cup is what I need.
I'll get some of those cookies in, man. They'll fall
Yeah.
apart. The first time I bought it, I ate like the whole pack.
I know it's dangerous. Oh, now would be a good time to mention the Venom shifter deal. We talked about it in the past, and I know a lot of people have taken advantage of the discount. But if you want to get yourself a Venom shifter at an awesome price, then go to Spyder Off-Road. It's SPYDER offroad.com. Put a Venom shifter in your shopping cart, and then at checkout, in the discount code box, you put in SRRS. And then we can't tell you what number your discount, what your price will be, because it's such a steep discount.
It's deep.
Yeah, so you'll just have to go see for yourself. But we'll definitely tell you that it is worth it, and there's a limited number available, so it's going to be first come, first serve. So if you've been thinking about getting one and seeing what all the hullabaloo is about, it's a good word.
Yeah, what was that one?
What was it again?
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
That's not something I made up, though. That's an actual word, so I don't think it can go in the dictionary.
The dictionary.
He's got another flat, man, but on the right side there.
Second one already? Third one?
Now this is a right front, and I want to say that
The other
right
one.
rear looks a little slack
So apparently
too.
Jay has been paying a lot more attention.
Thank you, Jay.
He also knows who all these people are, though. We don't know the names for the vehicles.
Yes.
He's doing a lot
So
better
thank
than
you, Jay. We need you in here. We
Yeah,
need
my
you.
boys in second, you say?
We need
Ours-
you in the trailer right now.
our commenting is like,
Enough for me.
okay, the green and black one
we
is
also
coming out
kind
of
of
the
got
woods.
thrown in here at the last minute.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be Jeremy, and then Jeremy got called out.
I actually do the trash here at this park. I have no idea. They just gave me a microphone and were like,
He
hey,
just
can you
happened
get
to
out there
wear
and
a
start
green
talking?
Shirt, and somebody thought
Yeah.
he should knew what he was doing.
You know, flat again.
Okay.
He's had that for 2 laps now.
Has he?
Yep.
Yes.
This is William Thomas. I know that.
Yeah.
He already had one swapped out, so maybe he doesn't have any spares left. Like,
Hey Corey, the bouncing will start after this, which should wrap up around 9:45. So
they're
I'm gonna
all
say
lining up.
Be looking around 10-ish for
They're
the
all
bouncers
lining
to
up.
start.
Who is it?
All the buggies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're coming down out of the
Oh, the
camp
campground?
and lining up, getting ready.
They're getting ready.
it's going to be a solid 10 o'clock before we
Yeah.
kick anything off.
Yeah, I don't think I'm making.
There
my
goes
flight.
Papa Poe.
No? You'll get back there. They'll get you.
No. The only one flight that flies out of Joplin's at 2:22.
Yeah,
An hour from
you're
here.
probably not gonna make that. It's okay. You spend another night in beautiful Missouri.
Well,
car.
I mean, I could take you.
To Oklahoma at least.
I could take you.
Dallas?
Why couldn't I take you to Dallas? I mean, it'd be a little
Fort
bit
Worth.
further south, but
Yeah, I'm saying I could ride you to these Oklahoma and take a car.
Hey, thanks for watching, Jay. We appreciate it.
Is this Jay out here?
No.
He's at home.
Jay, you're not here, are you? No, but
Yes.
he knows more about this than we
Jay,
do.
you are a real person, right?
Mic him up, man. Like,
All right. Welcome. SRS, Southern Rock Racing Series.
I believe Greg Mulkey just found a microphone outside.
Race for the championship in a couple of weeks. We're finishing up. with
Greg
some of
Mulkey
the
from
Race
Raceline Wheels is
races.
here this
Anybody
weekend.
ready to go hill climb?
Kind enough to jump on the mic outside for our audience that
Looks like
is
they got
here in
Brandon
person
Davis
this weekend
and Shane
since Zach
Christensen
couldn't
coming
make
up
it.
on the line for hill kill number 1.
We should stick a microphone.
I'm Greg Mulkey with Raceline Wheels, and we're over here at Camp
They are.
Raceline.
Yeah,
We're going to be giving out some
might
jug
not have
after
to.
a
They
while.
probably hear it.
probably.
Kick back
Can y'all
and
hear
guys
Greg?
get the race wound down, and
Can you
we'll
hear
be
him
back
right now?
again. Welcome to Rush Springs Off-Road Park. In the final leg of series before the championship for SRS.
Anthony, you ran every Central Series race this year. Is that something that you want to shoot for next year, or you want to go for more of the RC class series across the, further east, Northern and the Southern Series?
For sure. I mean, that's why I'm here in the Central. The last run. I've been to all of them, so I had to finish strong. I'd love to actually do every race like the Hobacks. I mean, give them some competition, but that's a little tough in my pocketbook, that's for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, when you have to fly to.
yeah, fly or drive 16 plus hours, and I drive a diesel, so it's not cheap. It's
I heard Colton was stripping in the evenings. That's how he's able
yeah.
to afford it.
that's how he's making the big bucks, man.
Nick, what do you see for 2020 as far as your own plans for your series, and then also just in general with RC racing and everything that we've seen this year? How do you think it's going to continue?
I like the whole aspect of it. So I like the growth part of adding drivers, adding even races. For instance, the Mountain Mud Run race that we do up in Warren, New Hampshire. The weekend after finals is going to be another race at Crawlapalooza. We'll call them Bounce-a-Palooza in Disney, Oklahoma. I want to see growth in all aspects of the sport, to include payouts for drivers, parts availability, because you got to realize that all these guys that are building these rigs, they're using RC parts that were not meant for what we're doing. Now you got your onesies and twosies, your guys that are starting to build parts like Death Metal Garage and stuff that are more racer friendly. But for the most part, we're just lucky that RC companies have been building some stuff and it's been holding up. So I want to see stronger parts, and I want to see this just grow, because I think that it's a way for people who can't, like myself, who can't afford to get into, who can't afford a $500,000 race team, can afford to get into racing. And kids, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
we have kids racing UTVs, we have kids racing bouncers, but that's a very limited number of people can afford to do that. With
So does the
RC,
budget also work out about a 10 scale too?
not it. Yeah, well,
A 10
really,
scale budget?
maybe $100,000 rig.
Probably more like a
Thou-
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you talk about some of these guys got 100,000 wrapped up into a rig, and it's real easy to have
1,000 plus, no problem.
easily.
Easy.
So,
I mean, a good set of tires and wheels.
but that would be
are-
100th.
Yeah.
That would be 100 scale,
Yeah.
right? So, not even close.
I mean, a good set of tires and wheels is $300.
Yeah.
For RC.
Yeah.
car.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you build a solid set of axles, it's
Buy tires and ride.
Yeah, exactly.
nearly $1,000 just to build solid axles for RC Bouncer racing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll go with a 50th.
50th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But the RC rock or the RC version, you can pick it up and
You
take
can
it home.
fly with it.
You can fly with it. No trailer needed. Just put it in your truck and go.
Yep.
That's the good thing. Or car.
car,
Yeah,
yep.
exactly.
Don't even need a truck.
I mean, my rental made it all the way down here to where the races are today. So.
Yep. That's right.
Private plane, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private plane. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, we are in Pineville, Missouri
how much time do we have left? Bree?
at
15 minutes?
Rush Springs Ranch. It's 9:30. Yeah.
So we got about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've got awesome weather here at
It's sunny,
Rush
too,
Springs
right now.
Off-Road.
Go right.
Yeah, the temperature is great. Got some sunshine. So Mark from Belgium is saying that they also have 1/10 cars like Bombers and Wraith that they drive there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I
Maybe
know
you need to do a combined. You do your finals over in Europe or something.
we've
That would
already
be epic.
we've
That
been
would-
You're already
talking
gonna fly. You might as well just make it.
we've been talking
International flight?
about a world final
That'd be cool.
because
That would be awesome.
actually at the Mountain Mud Run was kind of a world race because we had Canada
Yeah.
was
Canada
there.
guys came
Yeah.
down.
So it was and I understand that's not like too far a world. That was
Right.
they were probably 12 or 14 hours
Still.
drive, but still that's a guys, you know,
International.
yep, international
There's some
competition.
Italy guys that do it.
There is a group in Italy. Yep.
I can't think of that guy's name right now.
Yep.
All right, are we gonna do any giveaways today?
Yes.
Okay. Bebo says that he's got a Bouncer Life T-shirt and decals that he will throw in as a giveaway.
1978, Brian. 1978. Is that the answer?
Once we shut this one down, we'll be down. When we shut this live down, we'll be down for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that's when we'll bring back up for the battle.
Just to give all y'all a heads up here, when the Titan race is over, we are going to shut down for a good 10 or 15 minutes. We've got some administrative stuff we got to take care of, drivers' meetings and so on, and then we'll be right back up. No bathroom breaks.
Is there a bathroom down here?
Well, if you consider an outhouse a bathroom.
It's better than Blue Holler.
Better than a tree, I guess.
Blue Holler had to
Yeah, that was
climb up out
not
of the-
ideal.
yeah.
If not, I got
What was the race I went to that last one? They didn't have bathroom.
Flat Nasty?
Yeah, they didn't have bathroom down there, did they?
Not anywhere close.
You had to drive to the
Drive
porta
to it,
potty.
which is the same as Blue
Also
Holler.
not ideal.
Yeah.
Now you gotta go. You need to tell Clyde to connect one back to the trailer.
I know, I always
Sure,
tell him to
one
put
thing.
one closer to the trailer.
He can haul in the back of his truck.
One more thing to bring with us to the races.
And he's got the national anthem going over there.
All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left for the Titan Series racing that's happening right now. This is their finals for the season. So this is their 7th race for 2019, wrapping things up today. After we finish this race, we'll take about a 15-minute break, and then we'll come back with Bouncer Hill 1. So y'all don't go too far. And we'll
Mark,
we'll let you
the
know.
comment of, oh, I'm sorry.
I was just say the results of this race.
Before you shut it off.
Hopefully, if we get it in that fast. If not, we'll let you know when we come back for bouncers.
Yes.
Mark, the G6 is
Over here, I found the owner of this.
Kinda-
park.
kind of what we're going for here. It's
traveling
traveling around the country, putting on these events. I wouldn't say it's as big as G6 yet, but I think it's going there. I think we're going to get there eventually. where you can come to a rock bouncer race, run your RC car, maybe race in an RCU4 RC race, maybe race your RC mega truck, and have just a litany of RC events, and see the big bouncers and UTVs race and stuff like that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I've talked to Brian Parker at length about how we can grow our sport the way that G6 has blown up, and so all good things, all moving in the right direction. That's all we need is time. Yep. Yeah.
Was that for your 1978 comment?
Really put on a good event, and let's
It's
do
usually
a
like,
big end.
who's
All right, Russ, we appreciate you letting us come in here and turn the place up. We got some good
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to think of something.
We got number 1 in the French Championship. This is the last race to the championship. Yep, I believe the Bikini Tops are going to decide it all out. Right now, Jimmy.
Oh, man.
That's not a.
I hear something bigger than a UTV out there. What is that, Danny?
You know, I gotta say,
I think that's Danny Smith
it doesn't
driving
matter. It doesn't matter how many of these I come to. When I'm here, we're engaged in doing this live feed right now. But
Then you
when a
hear that
bouncer drives
rumpity
by,
rump.
you hear that rumpity rump, Jonathan, right? I can't help but turn around and look and just be completely immersed in where I'm at right now. It's the 8-year-old in me. Oh man, he's broke a lower trailing arm, a lower control arm. Yeah.
This is Papa Poe.
Oh boy.
He does look like he's moving a little slower this round. He's still moving though. Look at that thing.
Oh, man. He knows he's only got 10 minutes left.
You can get like 2 more laps.
Push it.
He's going for it.
He's the owner of the park.
Should told him thank you.
Man, that thing is. Whew. He might be down to 3-wheel drive too. He's gonna be dragging that left rear corner here in just a second.
Oh.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna fall off.
Yep.
Got a little camber on it now.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Clyde!
Is that on the camera?
No, somebody changed
Brooks probably saw it. Brooks, our fearless cameraman. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh boy. All right, guys. Gonna have some technical difficulties here. Give us 1 second.
Breeze got it.
I don't know. We might have it. I can't remember. I did it last time, but I don't remember when it.
There you go. It's back up.
You're good, Bree.
Should we stay on the other one?
Yeah. What'd you do, Bree?
Hang on. I got it.
There it is.
I didn't just mess everything up.
That's not the Mad Ram 11. I thought that was a Mad Ram 11 buggy.
10 minutes?
No, 5 minutes. I think we started at about 8:15.
You know who else is from Texas is Kryptonite.
Oh, yeah.
It's all cleared out. It's all cleared out. Jeremy can do stuff.
So that's your physical leader right now.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
It's like, come on, get in here. Okay.
Anthony Young is your leader right now.
Anthony Young is your leader, currently on course, and physically.
Correct time.
Who's that for?
Jeremy.
Send it. Well, Griffins and Pitts in 2:30. Anthony out is on his white flag lap. One more and we are done. It's been an interesting day. I had to run out on course and yeah, we had a little bit of a trail plug, but we got it resolved. Stop it. Ha, better. How's your day been?
Oh, it's been great.
Guessing and choosing and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was red and black out there, followed by yellow and blue.
That's a
And
Can-Am.
then Anthony Yutt.
That's a,
I know that one coming
that's
around.
a number 6.
I knew Papa Poe and Anthony Yutt.
Okay.
And then William Thomas because he raced yesterday.
Yes.
So I knew 3 of them.
Apparently, it's a brutal course. We have a lot of tires that have been lost.
That's what we've been
We
hearing
have
and seeing.
we've had 2 shut down just because they're out of tires.
Oh no! Wow.
Literally out of tires. So you have a Can-Am of William Travis. He is still running with a flat because he's out of tires. So he's on it. You just saw Papa Poe come through with a radius rod or arm that is hanging off. So we'll see how far he
Had
makes
a little
it.
drift camber going on
Yeah.
in the back now.
Is he on his last lap or no?
He is on his last lap. Everybody's on their last lap right now. Yeah, Jamie McCoy, the Titan current leader champion, he had 2 flats, so he was in. That's
Is that
whenever.
the black Can-Am?
That's the black 7-0. Yep. So he's had 2 flats and he's on it now.
Gosh.
He's still a lap down, but he's lapped the entire field being down his lap.
Do these guys run any like tire balls or pool noodles or anything in there?
Some do, some don't. My understanding is, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sitting over here talking to Russ, the owner, and we're trying to figure out something.
Jamie's on a mission, put it that way. He's trying to catch Anthony and get around him, so.
You're the fastest guy that can
So
get
maybe
up that hill
we'll
right
see
there.
something interesting happen.
Over the top,
I wish you could see some of the action in the back.
Is anybody up there worth $100 climbing that hill
The
right
up and
there?
downs back there is pretty gnarly.
We need a GoPro that will transmit back
Yeah.
to here. That would be awesome. And we just put one on one of the cars out there and just see
Let it track,
everything
yeah.
that they're
$100,
seeing.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on up here right now, because we're gonna let you
So
know
what's
that
the
starting
the
line.
lead on the?
Right about where those people
What's your
are
driver
standing
saying on
right
the
there
hills that you have
Bad
coming up?
Place. We need at least 10
From
guys.
bouncers?
Yeah, from Bouncer.
I haven't really talked to any of the drivers yet. Most of them weren't here yesterday, but it's pretty similar to what we ran here last year.
All right, here comes the
So-
guy.
Bam! I can't see.
You can't hear us.
Think. Good answer? No.
No.
That's red and black.
Can we get any more volume?
That is either that's Justin Barth, I think, 417. Yep, Justin Barth. He's the one running the 2 cutoff fingers right now.
Oh.
If you get a zoom in on him right there,
Lead.
yeah. But if you zoom in on him on it, you can see him. He literally has an oven mitt on, racing with an oven mitt.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
He's going into his final lap as well. We're on the final lap of the Titan Cross Country Series.
Right now, the owner says he'll race anybody up that hill for $100. The owner.
Get it, red and black. Justin Barth.
Red, black.
Red and black. Call him 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
He didn't volunteer for $100 to run to that ledge.
Call
Is he
him.
the older guy?
No, he's a younger guy. Yep, he's pretty young. Solid dude.
So that was his final lap then.
No.
He's on his
Oh, he
final
gets
lap
it,
right
okay.
now. Yep, it's white flag.
Okay.
It's the white flag lap. Yeah, you need to get Clyde to step his game up and actually get over into the woods.
Listen, we had 1 camera yesterday. We're just glad to have them all up and running right now.
I understand.
Maybe you can make that next year.
Or we need a drone that will transmit back. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if that can even work ever, but if not, somebody should figure that out.
Well, we've got some.
Somebody much more technologically advanced than me.
You have to put satellites out there just to feed a camera back and
Ah.
So we need to challenge.
more satellites.
Who is it? Levi Shirley. So Levi Shirley has a live stream in his car at every race.
Oh.
Like you can log on to his website and
Yeah.
physically ride with Levi.
That's what we need,
in the
Clyde.
course.
Did you hear that?
What's he?
Like a
I
ride
don't know.
along. I don't know how
It-
that
like-
works.
Or just was he at service?
No, he was at Oklahoma and AOP. He had live in-car. So,
That would be awesome.
yeah, something different. I know the Gomez brothers, they did something similar to that.
All right, Clyde's gonna work on that for the 2020 season, guys. No, we're lucky to have what we have out here. All of this takes enough work as it
The
is.
system will bring in-cab videos into it, but you got to figure out how to get all the Wi-Fi coverage to make it work.
Yeah, coverage is a huge issue here with all these middle of nowhere
Yes.
parks that we end up at. So,
I don't know, it's good.
I mean,
It's sorta-
we didn't even go live at Blue Holler because
Yeah.
even with the satellites, we didn't have service.
And
So,
My I'm on a fence right now. Like my cell phone doesn't work, so I'm really happy about that. That I don't have to deal with the
you
cell phone
can
right
just
now.
ignore.
But the live feed, I always like the live feed, so I want to see the
Yeah.
action. So it's like a catch-20, right? But apparently, we're going to have some action going up the hill, huh? $100 foot race up the hill.
Oh,
I'm
I didn't
hearing.
hear about that. Who's racing?
I don't know. That it sounds
The
like
big
somebody.
hill?
Yeah.
Oh
somebody-
gosh.
The owner's racing somebody up the hill.
I'll race somebody for $100. That's a big hill, though. I might be crawling by the time I get to the top.
Yeah, you should have Anthony should be coming in pretty soon. The better question right now is Jamie McCoy was right behind Anthony out, and we have not seen Jamie McCoy. So
This is true.
that might be an interesting play to figure out where Jamie McCoy's at. And we really don't know where anybody's at this point. There might be a potential.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When we go off, I'm using my phone for the live feed right now. But when we go off, I can Google it for you.
Okay, so she's gonna go ahead and get it on her phone, and then you'll have the words.
What kind of phone she got?
I got an iPhone.
Or just give her the Wi-Fi code.
I'm starting to worry now.
Hey, did you get your shirt?
I did. Thank you. Yeah, I love those colors.
Because we have no action coming in.
Yeah, where'd everybody go? It's awfully quiet out there.
Yes.
But you haven't heard anything on the radio yet.
I have
either,
not
so
heard
that's-
anything on the
that's
radio,
good.
so it's a good sign, but we need a finisher.
Here they come.
We have some finishers coming in, according to radio comms. There's Jamie
Is that
McCoy.
McCoy
There's
in the
Anthony
lead?
Yount. So you have a battle coming through the short course.
All right, Crystal, you watching?
Checkered flag. Race is over. There's your winner, Anthony Yount. Unofficial winner, sorry. Unofficial winner. What's in my head, I think.
Where's Jay Shaw? He'll tell us.
Yes.
We've been asking him all day.
Now time for the fun to begin. Recovery.
Oh gosh. So 2 guys are already out. 2 guys are in. So that's 4, and there were 10 out there.
You had-
So you got 6 left.
You had, yes, Knox Griffin.
You said
He called
2
it a day.
Ran out of tires.
2 ran out of tires. Then you had Jamie McCoy finished.
Then we had Anthony.
Anthony out finished. You still had, well, Papa Poe came through with the broken car.
Right.
So
he's still out
he might be
there.
limping around. He's still out there. And then you have William Travis, the
We got Red
multicolored
Black out there,
Can-Am,
Barth and the
Justin
Shark,
Barth, yep.
William Thomas and the Shark one.
And Chris McDaniels is still out there in the 7665. And that's it.
So that's 4 of them.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going straight in my
James,
head.
where Anthony is the unofficial winner. So
Yeah,
we
why
will
do you
let
have to
guys
work,
know
James?
For sure.
Why are you working? You should be racing.
Hi.
Would you like a mic?
How's it going out there? He's got a mic.
You can come talk on live, though.
You gonna run up the hill for $100?
No. I will for $1,000.
How much longer are you?
We're done. We're finished now.
We're waiting on
They're getting a checkered flag over here, so you won't have anybody else on this side.
So we're done. Nobody else, we can start our show over here.
You can start your show over here.
National anthem.
Okay.
So you can come to you. Okay, hold on. Give me just a minute.
'Cause
I'll
it
let
is-
You, I'll let you know when to
Are you
finish up.
wrapping it up?
Okay, we're wrapping things up here. So, unofficial winner for this Titan race today is Anthony Yunt. We can confirm that with y'all once we find out where everybody stands later. We'll be back shortly with Bouncer Hill #1. We're going to go
All the action
do a driver's
begins.
meeting and get everything lined up that we need to do. So, don't go too far.
Okay.
anything else
Sounds
to
good.
say?
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you
thanks
for the
for watching,
entertainment
guys.
today.